Welcome to tonight's Sizzle Connect call. This is Milo, Director of North American Sales. We have an awesome call lined up for you guys tonight. Thank you so much for being here tonight, guys. We are having an awesome time here at Sizzle. This last 3 months, we've been breaking records month after month, starting in April. So we are super grateful for having the best partners in the world with you guys from everywhere. We've been seeing sales grow, not just numbers in sales, but in signups and recruiting and customers and distributors. So it's been just a growth, a year-round growth with it. So we have we've been super happy, very busy traveling. As a matter of fact, I just came back from a week-long travel, and we'll talk a little about it later. But before I even go there, I am going to let you guys know about a couple of things that we're doing just to help you guys with your business. First of all, we have our weekly WhatsApp calls that we've been recording every single Wednesday or Thursday. We do like an update call. The number, it's a recorded call, so it's available 24/7. You guys can hear it 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And we usually try to, update it every week, unless one of us is traveling, so we kind of just hold off on that. But that number is 801-704-6800. You guys can log in and listen to that call. Also, we also have a Monday night webinar that I do every single Monday night at 6 o'clock Utah time. So we have that available every night. We do it as live, so I don't record it because I want everybody to bring in new people every week. We want to do this call like interactive, a little more interactive. I usually, if you guys have a question, I usually stop and answer the question, or I unmute the lines at the very end of the call and go through a Q&A process, so we make sure that everybody understands this awesome well filter system. So that call is every single Monday night at 6 o'clock Mountain Time. So we have a phone number in case you can't log in the computer. You can call in. The number for that conference call is 515-606-5865, and the access code is 102745#. Once again, the number is 515-606-5865, and the access code is 102745. Also, we were talking a little about records that we've been setting here at Sizzle, sales records. We've been, April, I think, was the first month that we broke the record in sales in the history of Sizzle. And then May, we overpassed that number, and in June we overpassed those 2 months. So it's been awesome in recruiting. So now we're going to be adding a little fuel to the fire on this promotion for July. We are going to do a wealth builder promotion, which means that if you guys personally sponsored 3 wealth builders starting today up to the end of the month, we will give you $100 in free products. So that means if you personally sponsor 3, you get $100. There's no PVCV associated to those $100 to that free product. You just need to pay tax and shipping for it. And if you sign up 6, you get $200. The same rules apply. So last time that we did this was last year, and we saw a big number of people taking advantage of this promotion and winning free product every month. So we're going to be doing this again, knowing that everybody is already signing up for this. So make sure that everybody knows that this is a worldwide promotion. Here, Australia, North America will also be part of it, and I think Japan, if I'm not mistaken. So we have that available for July starting today, guys. So please make sure that we start focusing on signing up wealth builders. If you guys still don't understand really the concept on how this works, give us a call. Shoot me an email, mmacosta@sizzle.net, or be on our Monday night webinars. You guys, if you need the link, just go to our blog, and you can find the link. You can find the other international phone numbers you can dial in case you can't log in. you can do that and make sure that you understand how the system works, how you get paid, and how you can actually, you get another extra $100 in free product when you sign up 3 brand new wealth builders here in this month of July. So, that's pretty much all the announcements that we have. Just to let you guys know, we did a full week tour down to Pennsylvania, Michigan, and Ohio. I had the opportunity of going out there this last week. I flew in last Sunday, and our first meeting was in Pennsylvania with Jake and Katie's. We did a taste and talk at noon. We had a great turnout, and we did a compensation plan meeting that night. We have a really, really awesome turnout that night. We just talked numbers, talked about how we get paid, the 8 payment methods that we have, including the wealth builder. So everybody was there asking questions. They knew exactly how we pay, how the wealth builder works. So from here on, every time that we travel, I would like to do like taste and talks or opportunity meeting, and then we do a little training, compensation plan training afterwards, because people are starting to kind of like the idea of getting the product for free, of getting $100, $200 a month extra for rent or for car payments or whatever, So we have the potential of doing that and way, way much more. So we were there in Pennsylvania on Monday. We drove to Michigan. We had an awesome event in Michigan with the leaders. Did an awesome event there, packed house on all the meetings that we have. From there, we drove to Ohio, and we did a couple meetings there Wednesday and Thursday. Also packed. We were getting everybody ready in that Ohio area, because on Friday we had our Friday social, and we had the opportunity of having our founder and owner, Tom Maurer Sr., there with us. We had a good number of people that Friday night at the social. People had the opportunity of getting to know Tom, had the opportunity of talking to him, asking him questions about his life, how the products work, how he started. So they really got the chance of knowing him. And some people that were there were telling me, I've been, in the industry for years, and I've never seen that a founder and an owner can do these kinds of events, can be so accessible to people and just talk to everyone and make sure that everybody is close to him and asking him personal questions. And it is, and I always say that, we are very, very down-to-earth company. Everybody is very accessible to everybody to just talk to. So we had a great event Saturday, and then, Friday night, but Saturday, guys, it was I think probably one of the best events that we've had, that I've had the opportunity of being there. We had that mini masters with Tom. Everybody, the leaders that planned that, did an excellent job. And I'm not mentioning any names because I know there were a lot. But the Ohio Planning Committee was completely awesome. We were blown away with the organization from the day before, of putting everything together, of having different people having different assignments, giving them the opportunity to become a leader. The testimonies that we heard there, just to hear Tom for 4 hours during that day. He has 1 hour, 4 sessions during the whole day, talked about all the products, talked about age, talked about the triangle and just the experience that he lived in creating this company, and how he lived, and just the whole thing, and there was a recognition part of the event, and where they had the opportunity of how the one stars come up and say a few words, and one of the best things that I think that happened during that meeting is that Jake and Katie had all the brand new people, make a big line and shake Tom's hand. And everybody was just blown away. I'm brand new, I had the opportunity to be there with Tom and shake his hand and introduce myself and just be there with him and be there, and learning from him directly. So it was an awesome event. Opportunity of launching our CBD lotion, which was it was awesome. People were so excited. We actually had the product there. We didn't have the box, but we had the product there. They had the opportunity of buying it there along with the CBD. We launched it right before noon. at noon, we had our lunch break, and I went to the restroom just to get ready for my presentation right after lunch, and I saw people, rubbing, their cream on the shoulders and everywhere just to make sure that, that the product starting to work, and people were saying, I just put it on and it started working here and there. So anyway, it was awesome just to see that experience where people actually tried the product right there and saw results right there and then, and could tell us how the product worked in a matter of minutes and hours after the meeting. So I know that we have a lineup of leaders that we have our director of global marketing talking about the benefits of this awesome product, and we actually have our VP of global sales and marketing here with us that we're going to pass the time to. So Aaron, can you hear me, brother?
I can hear you perfectly, Milo. How about you? Can you hear me okay?
Perfect. Loud and clear.
Good. Well, it sounds like just an absolutely phenomenal event. I know that there was so much, buzz floating around. We had Facebook. We had different social media sites that were posting up images and photos, and it would just seem like a really, really great event. Tell me, Milo, just as a quick side note, I know that you guys had an amazing team there. And one of the things that Tom Maurer Sr. said as he came back into the office this morning, he said, like always, this event was planned so well. The agenda was so tight. It allowed us to get through the topics, the information, not have a lot of fluffy stuff, and kept us on track. Once again, great job, not only with the people that organized the event, because I know you had a lot of great names out there, but yourself included. What was a highlight for you, Milo, of that event on Saturday?
Well, it was, like I say, a little bit of everything. Yeah, they seriously, the planning, just the slides, exactly what they wanted, what wanted Tom to talk about. They actually, had the clicker here once in a while, when Tom wasn't paying much attention, and then all of a sudden he said, "Where's the clicker? I want the clicker. I want to make sure that I go through all the slides," but they were making sure that he would, that we would, touch on everything that we had planned for him. But yeah, most of all was just like just the whole energy. I mean, you can feel when people are united, people are happy when people really want this to succeed. I mean, it's just the whole feeling of we want to do this again. I believe that's the first major event that we have there in Ohio, and the leaders were a little like, what's going to happen? This is the first time we rent this big of a venue. But believe me, guys, and congratulations. I know you guys are listening to me. You know who you are. You guys did an awesome event. Tom was saying we want to make sure that we keep supporting everyone, that we come here often, and that we keep creating these long-term relationships that we have with everybody, because everybody was so positive. And sometimes like we keep talking inside in corporate, maybe we can go in there and duke it out, and then we go outside the door and put our happy faces and keep going. It's exactly the same way that I could see there. Everything was happy, everything was positive. Everybody had their own assignment to help me with placing the orders, calling our agents, the money, the payments. When I went out, they had everything so organized with the sales, the order forms, the checks, stapled. This is exactly how much it was for CBD. So every single little thing, was perfectly planned and organized and developed. So, but what really caught my eye is just the energy and the positive attitude that everybody has. So since beginning to end, everything was positive. I'm sure that they'll get together as a team and then see what how they could better themselves. But all the brand new people that came from all over were very excited, very happy about the content, about the food, about the registration, about the closing of the meeting, about everything. So I was super impressed, and congratulations, guys, once again.
Well, it sounds like an absolutely fantastic event, and I know that over the course of the last week, I swear, I don't know if Katie was with you the whole time, but I guess you guys probably saw around 600-700 people. Had a couple hundred people at the event in Ohio on Saturday, and Friday Night Social was big. So yeah, I agree. It's on the map now. they may actually start looking for a spot for a Masters event, much like they do in Pennsylvania. And I can see that happening where we literally are just filling up a 12-month calendar with different spots in the U.S. because we can't slow anybody down. You guys are doing a phenomenal job. So, again, Milo, thanks for the update. Thanks for the recap of the event. And I want to bring on Katie Byler right now. Katie, I know that you've been stuck in a vehicle with Milo for the last couple of days, and I hope it was enjoyable and absolutely wonderful. But at the same time, I also know that it's work. You know, there is an element of what we do on a daily basis when people say, look, I'm going to go into business. Yeah, we want to have fun. And if it's fun, we can enjoy what we're doing on a daily basis. But we also have to recognize that it is a little bit of work. And so one of the big topics tonight that I wanted to ask you about, one thing is just a highlight from the recap of the event that you were at this past weekend and maybe the past week, but also just in terms of, you know, how do you successfully onboard a new distributor into your organization, onto your team? You know, what are some of those basic steps that people can learn? You know, if everybody out there, if you'll just take some notes, this is something that we're kind of revamping the Connect call. Sorry, Katie, but we're revamping the Connect call a little bit because the last Connect call that we had for the month of May, one of the things that we did was we really looked at how we could help people understand, you know, how do you close out a great month? How do you run up until the end of the month and help people grow their volumes and hit those ranks and hit their new goals and objectives? This month, I thought about it for, you know, a lot as the month went by because I got so much positive feedback that everybody said that is the call that we need. And so, Katie, if you wouldn't mind, you're going to jump right into it. I apologize. But what is it that you do that successfully brings somebody into the business, onto the team, and onboards them to a successful venture with Sizzle? Katie Byler, welcome to the call.
Hey, Aaron. Thank you so much for having me on tonight. It was quite an honor to be asked to talk on the Sizzle Connect call, and just a little bit about last week. You know, I'm all about team, and as everyone knows, it takes a team of people to pull off a week like we had last week. And was it fun? Yes, it was absolutely fun. We did have a good time, but there was a lot of work that went into it as well. And the team there in Ohio did absolutely incredible. And then, I mean, I'd love to go back and mention all the people, you know, throughout the week as Jake and I and Milo were out on the road. But I also want to say that I just really, really appreciated Milo on this whole trip, simply because he brought, I mean, we usually go out and we talk to people and we talk about the malwares, we talk about the manufacturing, but here we had someone from corporate that we was with, and he talked about, you know, what goes on with manufacturing. He talked about, you know, kind of some of the behind the scenes stuff, and it really enlightened the field on really what goes on with Sizzle and these products and how they're brought together. So I just wanted to say that Milo was a big part of that whole week. And then even as far as the Masters, you know, the Mini Masters convention there also was a big part in just bringing us, you know, the corporate side of things. Like he brought us promotions and made sure that was all set up, and just he was just there for what we needed. So Milo, I do want to say we really did appreciate that, and I'm sure the rest of the team's probably saying, yay. And then Tom, oh my goodness. See, this was a milestone for Ohio. I mean, I have to just talk about this just a little bit before we jump into that question that you had, but this was a milestone for Ohio. They've been talking about bringing Tom Maurer into Ohio for, I want to say, years. It's been a few years that they've been saying, oh, we want to bring Tom to Ohio. We want to bring Tom to Ohio. However, we wanted to work and make sure that we had some numbers there. So there was outside people also from other states that plugged in, and we really appreciated that, and just to bring that energy into the room. And Tom, as usual, just knocked it out of the park. I mean, he was awesome, absolutely awesome. And I had to think back to the first time when I started to hear about who Tom really is. You know, when I started to hear about, oh, well, he has cattle. Oh, well, he has a big ranch. Oh, well, he's just like we are. So he was just there as one of us. So we just really appreciated all that, just all that. And like I said, I'm sure the whole team did. And then I think your question was how do we work someone into the system? Well, Aaron, if you know me, and probably a lot of my team, if they're listening, they're going to know exactly what I'm going to say, because for me it starts with the Maurer mission. For me, it starts with that Sizzle Safe brochure, and simply just starting to teach and educate people on on that, and then asking them what's going on in their life, and then just slowly working it in that way. And then as they learn about the products, they start using the products, they fall in love with the products. Then it's like, well, who do you know that could benefit from this? And they start to share. So to me, that's where it starts. And then I like to share with them what it would look like if they started working with three more people, and we start talking about numbers. Usually if I sit down with someone, after we go through that first process with the Sizzle Safe brochure and working them in to the system that way, I'll sit down with them and show them the first 2 steps of the comp plan, because I like for them to understand exactly what's going on. So I'll show them the first 2 steps of the comp plan. We'll talk about getting a list of names together, and then it usually goes into maybe sitting around the table with just a few people, and that's exactly what happened there in Ohio probably 3-4 years ago. And I could call on some people right now that could share that story of exactly how that went, and that's really how it started. And now here, 2-3 years later, they had for the first time had Tom Maurer come into the area. So it is a process, but it's something that it's work, but it's also just a whole lot of fun. And I just really appreciate you guys there at corporate. I really appreciate what you do, Aaron, and just what the whole Sizzle family does, the whole Sizzle team. Like I said, I'd love to just run down and just show my appreciation and talk about many, many more people from last week. But as Milo said, I think they know who they are, they know what they've done, and they've just really, really done a good job. And I just want to say I appreciate it from the bottom of my heart from everybody that was there and participated. So back to you, Aaron.
Well, Katie, thanks so much, and for you and Jake, I know that it's not easy, but that's why I brought it up at the initial onset, is that we know that it's work. There are people that have chosen to go into this profession, and I call it a profession. It's in the network marketing industry to be able to go out and actually say, I'm going to go out and do a business. I'm going to create a business. I'm going to build a business. And if those of you that are on the call tonight, if you're taking notes, I want you to think about what Katie talked about. Listen to what she said, how she said it, the things that she does in order to bring somebody into the fold, if you will. And really, they are embracing this incredible family called Sizzle. And so when Katie talks about it, again, what I love is that she just tied everything back to getting to this event in Ohio, and that it wasn't even just that one event on Saturday. It was the many events leading up to the culmination of events that led up to that Saturday event. And of course, it started off on, as Milo talked about, Monday all the way through Friday night social to kick off this big event on Saturday. And again, from what I saw in the pictures, from what I heard through the grapevine, we're talking 300 people at this event. And what a great opportunity for all of those people to come in and to hear Tom Maurer Sr., to hear Milo, to hear Jake and Katie and all the others. And so, again, I don't want to leave anybody else out as well. But thank you, Katie, because that means a lot. And again, people, literally take time and listen to what each one of these individuals are saying on the call tonight. And what I want to bring on, or who I want to bring on right now, is a person who is our global marketing director. His name is Jason Goff. He is the person that is behind the branding, the look, the feel, the things that are coming out. He's the guy that's really instrumental in helping us understand, even down to CBD and from the tinctures to the lotion, what is it that brings this incredible product home for us. But the other thing that I want to hit on, Jason, so I apologize for splitting the baby here, but I also want you to think about a little bit the way Katie did it. She had to talk about the recap. She wanted to really, mention that, but also talk about an onboarding. The onboarding process is really the Sizzle system that we kicked off, this enrollment kit that allows people to have something in their fingers that will give them the ability, a kind of a roadmap on how to get started, whether you have an upline or not, whether you've been brought in by somebody who's a dynamic professional or somebody that's, learning the ropes as you go. You can learn together based on that kit. But the other thing is, like Katie just said, what is a product that you absolutely fell in love with, and are you interested in sharing that with others? Well, we've got this incredible CBD line that's coming out. It continues to get enhanced. And as a result, we were in the lab today, Jason and I and a new hire, Sophia, and we were talking to the guys in the lab. We were talking about new flavors. We were talking about THC-free. We were talking about all kinds of cool, super cool stuff. And yet that's part of what we're designing right now is how do we give people not only the product that they can go out and share, but the ability to onboard themselves. So Jason Goff, global marketing guru, take it away.
Well, thanks, Aaron. I just want to confirm that you can hear me okay.
You sound perfect. Thanks.
All All right, fantastic. Well, before we begin, hopefully I've got some fellow Canucks on the call. I just want to say Happy Canada Day today. Had my belt buckle on today. Aaron was nice enough to hang a big old Canadian flag in my office, and lots of love there. So as much as I love the 4th of July coming up, and I love living in the United States, I got to represent my roots. But, so lots of great stuff already covered. I'm going to go pretty quickly because I know we got a lot going on. But I do want to talk about our CBD lotion, and I'm glad that Aaron kind of segued into all the kind of research that we've been doing. And, we're certainly watching the market. We'd like to think that we are kind of ahead of the market. I'm really big on competitive intelligence, and so this product was one that we did a lot of research. Of course, we did this with our tincture product as well, but with our CBD lotion, we looked at a lot of competitors. I'm going to touch on that in just a little bit, but I just back up real quick. Let me give you my story, right? Because I'm really big on what's my story, what's my product story with this, right? So I've been using this product. Fortunately, I've been involved in the formulation product process and trying to figure out the look and feel. And you'll notice with regard to look and feel that we went with an amber bottle, kind of a little bit old school looking, back to that apothecary look. That's very much by design. Consumers are trending in that direction. They like that kind of look. We wanted it to be reminiscent of the original, cannabis, medicinal products that kind of came out in the early days, back in the 1800s. So I love the look and feel. I think it looks great with our tincture product. But the first time I tried CBD was, in fact, a topical. This was a couple of years ago, and it was a balm. And I was probably like a lot of people. I'm like, what is this? Am I going to get high? I mean, I was kind of messing with the girl that was at a trade show, and so she gave me a little sample. And I kind of have a chronic back issue with some herniated discs, and so I threw it on, and I was kind of like, wow, I kind of wasn't expecting that, but that actually brought me some relief. And so that was kind of my first introduction to CBD. Of course, that evolved into taking tincture products and, of course, landing at Sizzle Safe CBD, the amazing product that we have today. So, I've been using this product for about over 3 months, and, what a great product. I have just recently over the weekend, I had some time off, family vacation. We were kind of up in the mountains, and, I've taken to running outside again, and that's kind of some stiffness in my calf, from running outside versus running on a treadmill or cycling. And so, I found that it really provided me with a lot of relief, with my calf. And also, we were out on the boat, and I swore I'd never get on one of those tubes. I'm more of a wakeboarding guy, but I was kind of, I gave into peer pressure, got on the tube. But consequently, your neck is getting throttled back and forth, and you're tense, and you're trying not to fall off this stupid tube. And so the next day, my neck was really sore, and so I hit it with, some Sizzle Safe CBD, lotion at 650 milligram content. And, my quads, I was doing hill work. I was running up and down hills, and next day I was kind of gingerly going down the stairs, and I found that it just really helped tremendously with that. And again, this morning, as I did my workout, what's great about this is it's such a great, pre-activity, during activity, and post-activity product. And, I love the warming sensation. And just kind of back to the competitive intelligence side of things, I mean, guys, you are getting a deal on this product because you already know what goes into our harvesting process, the quality controls that we take just on the CBD ingredient element of this product. But in fact, I challenge you, go out and look at a few other products that are somewhat similar. You're probably not going to find an exact one-to-one, but I'm looking at one right now, 300 milligram CBD. You get a whopping 1 ounce for $70, $69.99, right? I'm looking at another one here. Again, these are reputable companies. I've got one here that's a CBD lotion, looks like 2 ounces at 500 milligrams, $75. And then another one, hemp-infused cream, looks like we are 300 milligrams, 2.5 ounce tube for $50. So we're giving you 3.4 ounces. So this is something you can, take on a plane if you need to, at 650 milligrams of quality, pure CBD from Full Spectrum Hemp Extract, which is just amazing. So from a Pepsi Challenge standpoint, I think we are killing these guys. We have the potential to kill these guys. I want to kill these guys, and I know that you guys can help us do that. So, again, going back real quick to the benefits, and a lot of you that were at the event got this product information guide. I will be posting this tomorrow to our Facebook page. As you well know, we're still somewhat limited on being able to have our CBD products on our website, on the front end of our website, and consequently your replicated sites. We are working diligently to try to come up with a merchant account solution so that we can have that on there. I know that there have been talks at the government level. We believe that it's trending in that direction. In the meantime, you can get it in the back office, and of course you can get it by calling customer service directly. So we're talking about a product that soothes sore joints and muscles. And again, based on my testimonial, 100% it does that. Provides fast-acting and deep penetrating heat. So you have this kind of, lovely kind of wintergreen smell. You don't necessarily smell any kind of, hemp in there, but you definitely get that deep penetrating heat, which is just so nice when you're talking about stiff muscles or you're tight, you've got some soreness. And again, post-workout recovery. So those are our kind of approved claims, those 3 claims. But, the recommendation here, again, apply it to your neck, shoulders, back, hands, anywhere you feel like you may have physically induced or also stress-related muscle tension, because that happens too, right? Of course, we get pain when we go out and run or when we lift something heavy. But what about the stress-related muscle tension, right? I know for me, I get it between my shoulder blades. I get it in my neck. And this stuff is amazing to kind of soothe that. Again, we're talking about CBD, but also we have other warming agents like denylbutyl ether, hope I'm saying that correctly, VBE, and the wintergreen oil providing a heating sensation. VBE stimulates the receptors at the nerve endings, produce kind of like a feeling of warmth without an actual temperature change, and it goes to work immediately. You feel it right away, and within 5 minutes, and lasts up to 2 hours. And that wintergreen oil, that kind of counteracts the underlying discomfort, and it also causes the capillaries in your skin to dilate a little bit to help with that blood flow. And then just on the post-workout recovery, again, I've kind of already said it, but it's an amazing product for that. So just want to encourage you to go out and try it for yourself, get your customers on board. We posted a great video to kind of coincide with the launch. We're going to continue much like we did with Sizzle Safe CBD, the liquid product, the tincture product. We're going to continue to trickle out really great content to help you tell this amazing story about this great product. So very excited about that. It's been fun to use, and I've actually recommended it to a lot of my friends and kind of been handing it around at the gym. And, it's sometimes I think maybe I should be a distributor. I might make a little side hustle, but we'll stick with what we're doing today. So yeah, with that, I'll leave it on the CBD side of things with the lotion, and quickly jump to what Aaron talked about as far as the onboarding process. And so, again, Aaron referenced the kit. We spent a lot of time putting this kit together. We actually worked with a lot of field leaders on this to kind of get their take, what they felt like was important, as well as just our own kind of expertise. And, it's interesting. Katie talked about, when I meet with people, I'll give them a slice of the comp plan. Maybe not the whole comp plan overview, because sometimes that can intimidate people, right? So we've got this great flip chart. And as you guys have heard me say before, I'm a big fan of bite-sized chunks. And so we've designed the kit in such a way as to be able to deliver those kind of bite-sized chunks. And so it's great to have a piece that you can go to that that simply explains the comp plan and allows you to focus on, certain areas. If we go back to the Sizzle System guide, we talk about the basics, about discovering your dream, making your list, contacting, getting connected, getting return on your investment, what the first 30 days, 60 days look like, the change in lifestyle. So again, this kit is not meant to replace whatever approach that you have. It's meant to supplement. And interestingly enough, so Aaron kind of talked about, I don't know if you heard it there, we talked about being in the lab with a new hire. So yeah, we brought on a new marketing employee, and her name's Sophia, and she comes in today. We meet and greet, we do the the rah-rah, we welcome her on board, and the first thing I said for her to do, I handed her a starter kit, and I said, read this. I want you to familiarize yourself with this. So I was trying to onboard her in the same way that you would with a new distributor. So I gave her my Sizzle story, why I'm here. I had her kind of go through the kit and get familiar with that so she could understand what new people are getting and what you guys are using, or hopefully you should be using, to bring people on board with Sizzle. And so, that kind of dawned on me as Aaron asked me to talk about it a little bit. I'm like, wait a minute, I just did this today. I onboarded someone. And so, again, this will supplement what you're already doing. But again, just super excited about the direction the company's going in. I'm glad that we talked about the sales growth that we've had, the recognition, the rank advancements, the sales. It's really rewarding to see some of the fruits of your labor and our labor, because we are a team. We work together. And I know Aaron's going to talk about that team dynamic in a little bit, and I'm just super fired up. Like, really, I know we say excited a lot, but that's where I'm at. I've been here 10 months, and it feels like just a couple of days. There's a lot of work to do. There's a lot of things that we continue to want to roll out, and we're going to get to it. And so thank you so much for your commitment to this company and for everything you do. And I can't wait to see you guys at Mauer Mountain in a couple months. Take it away, Aaron.
Well, Jason, thank you so much. And folks, of course, I want you to know the things that happen internally, like Milo said. Sometimes you have to kind of fight and get scrappy and all that good stuff. And one of the things that I love about Jason is that he is a scrapper. He's in there fighting all the time, trying to figure out how he can make this company better. And that's the big push that we've got, guys, is that was the commitment that he asked for, and appreciated your commitment. But that's where we're going. We're going to take this company to the next level, and we're going to do it based on the fact that we have phenomenal products. We've got an incredible manufacturing company facility. We've got an amazing executive team. Obviously, we've had two of them now on the call tonight. You've heard from others over the course of time. We've got great leaders in the field, and I'm going to jump now to Dr. Kurt Fisnick. Doc Fizz, you're one of those guys that is kind of a quiet guy out there. You don't say a lot, you don't yell a lot, you don't scream a lot, but what you do is quietly build this incredible business that you've built over the course of the last couple of years, and you've done a phenomenal job. As a matter of fact, folks, I just want you to know that when I went down to New Zealand and Australia in the month of March, one of the things that happened was Doc Fizz and I were in constant communication because he was down there the month of February. And when I say the month of February, I'm talking the entire month of February. He was gone from his home, helping his teams down in his big team down in Australia continue to build and grow. And that was through education. That was through I don't know how many meetings. But there's a process that happens, Doc Fizz, that you have to go through in order to bring somebody new into the business. And what is it that you do? What are, maybe just a 2 to 3 minutes, what are some of the key points that you bring together? I know that's not enough time, by the way, but what are some of the key points that you bring together to help people come into this business? Doc Fizz, Kurt Fisnick, welcome to the call.
Hey, Aaron, thanks for having me on. I really love the new system, the business building system that Jason put together, and Jason, the whole team. I'm sure it's nice to have. When I'm talking to people, seasoned network marketers, that's one of the things they ask me. They say, "What's your system? What do you do?" And now that we have the business building system that was developed by corporate, it's not a bunch of little pieces of this and that are just kind of scabbed together. We actually have a system I can take, and I can go through the flow chart. We've been teaching it on our webinars with my team, and not just teaching it, but teaching people how to implement it. And we use an activity tracker. It's been basically developed by some big leaders in network marketing, and I like the approach that they've taught me to use, is that you teach people not just how to use it, but you teach them how not to fail at it. And there's a big difference at it. I mean, if I teach you how to go do something, and I say, there, now you go out and do it, chances are you're going to fall down a few times while you're doing it. But if I'm there working with you, during the course of that time, and I'm teaching you, even when you fall down, I'm teaching you how to get back up. I'm going to teach you how not to fail. And that's really how you implement this plan. And so with the team, I mean, I say my name a lot. I say I'm starting to sound like a former president, but I won't do that. But it's the team, it's the we, not the I, and we're busy teaching people how to use this and how to implement it. And I really like it because it has, like Jason was just saying, it has the groundwork, it has the roadmap that can help get you from point A to point B, but we're all different. I love science. I mean, I look at science as something that I love to read about. I spend an hour or two every day just reading science. I forward different things on to Tom Sr. and I'm constantly reading up on new things on how we can apply some of the things that we're doing and maybe new science on some of the old things that we were doing as well, because there's a reason that the old stuff is still around, because it worked. But a lot of people, they don't like science. They hated it in high school. I remember when I took high school chemistry, there was 4 of us in the class, 4. And so that tells me that most people really didn't like science. And so, they might be all googly-eyed about it when Tom talks about something. But if they try and go out and duplicate that, what ends up happening is people are going to come back and ask them questions, and it's going to be quite clear that they're lost. And so we have to have a way of building our business that's individual. You might like talking about the excitement. Somebody else might like talking about the money part of it. Somebody else might like talking about the freedom. And with this new system that Jason and your team has put together, I love it. And so the first step that I find with people is really finding out what their goals are. But even before that, you really need to find out what their needs are, because somebody might tell me, oh yeah, I want to make $1 million, but if they aren't, if they're worried about paying their electric bill this month, there's no way that they're gonna be able to think about their goal, because they're worried about that electric bill. So I have to ask them what's their needs, and we meet their needs first. And it might be, like you teach us, Aaron, that return on investment. How can we get into this thing for free? How can we make our first $300 or $500 to pay back the cost of getting started? And then once we've done that and we've got them so that they know how to teach that, and again, teach them how not to fail, then the second step is really teaching them how to earn $300 to $500 a month consistently. And really, in my opinion, that puts them in the top 50% of network marketers, maybe even a smaller group than that, but at least in the top 50%. And get that so it's consistent. And a lot of people, they'll just be happy as pie, that they're at that position, and they may not grow from there for a while, because a lot of adults have tried network marketing and they've never made enough money to consistently pay for their products month after month after month. And so just to get them so that they can comprehend where they are, and then move them forward to understanding that, now let's go out and help you make enough money that you can have a life-changing event. Maybe you can take your family on a vacation, and maybe pay your house payment, maybe get that new car that you want, maybe teach you how to wear out a car every 18 months like I do, and so then you get a new car every year and a half, and people look at me, and when I come driving up every year and a half with a different vehicle, because literally my vehicles have 80,000 miles on them in 18 months, and they're worn out. Well, they're ready to move on to somebody else anyhow. But on our team, unlike Katie and Jake, where they can meet with their people, I mean, I'm so spread out. We've got people in in Vietnam and Japan and Hawaii and every state and Australia. It's hard to have meetings. So we've learned how to master technology. I remember when Katie and some of the other leaders on the team were telling me, Kurt, you gotta learn how to master these webinars on Zoom. I was reluctant. I was like, oh, no way, I can't do it. And I remember the first time that I did one, and my link failed 2 or 3 times, and I pretty much blew up at Katie, and I said, I'm not going to do this. I can't do it. But they pushed me back into it over and over and over, and now, I mean, it's like I can do it while I'm driving down the road. And using my voice commands on my computer as I'm driving down the road, I can get onto a Zoom call that easily, and so again, we all have to learn how to do this differently because it's there's a lot of different things that go into your team, and it might be a little bit different each place, but it works. So I really like that new system. Aaron, I know I ran over time a little bit on that, but thanks for having me on.
No, Doc. This stuff is brilliant. So I just absolutely love it, everything that everybody has shared. And I want to remind everybody that Doc, when he talks about Katie, it's not Katie Byler who was on earlier. It's Katie Larking, who's down in Australia, who does a phenomenal job for us down there. And she is technology driven. So whether Kurt Fisnick likes it or not, Doc, you're sucked into the technology because she really knows what she's doing, and I've been there, so I get it. But I love what you said. One of the things that I want to pick up on that is that, man, I see so many people going into so many different stores and so many different areas to try to find supplements that they can put on their bathroom counter, kitchen counter that they can take every day, and they just don't realize that there's a way to have great health, use great supplements, some of the world's greatest supplements that the world has really never seen before, that the Mowers have formulated, and have an opportunity to have those for free. And it really is a model that works. And if people really could embrace that, they can have it for free. And again, like Doc said, if I can take that next step and maybe go off on a vacation, maybe treat my family to a dinner out, once a month, once a week, whatever it may be, that I just didn't have that discretionary income that would allow me to have that opportunity. What a great chance. What a great thing. I guarantee people are going to support you. One of the things I love that Jason Goff had told me originally is that, look, bottom line is people work all day for the most part. Like Doc said, there's only so many people that have been able to have that opportunity to really be a life changer, and not only for themselves but for others. Well, Jason said, people don't want to come home after work in 8-9 hours a day and then go to work again doing network marketing. They want to come home and have fun. And what better way to do it than having fun with the people that you love and respect and enjoy and embrace that are like-minded, go in the same direction. So, Doc, you hit it on the nail on the head. Thank you so much for imparting that wisdom to all the people on the call tonight. And I want to bring on Richard Green, who is a guy that I've not met. I want you to know, Richard, I can't wait to meet you. But there is a person, Bill Whiteley, who speaks very, very highly of you, and said this is a guy that is always out building his business, always talking to everybody, always doing the right thing to bring new people into the business and help them on board. So, Richard, if you wouldn't mind, again, I know we're going a little bit long tonight, but maybe you could just impart some of that wisdom that you share and help people understand what is it that you do to help people become successful as they come into your team, and what are those dynamics that are going to support them so that they can actually help others do the same. Richard Green, welcome to the call.
I'm here finally.
Richard, welcome to the call. I can hear you perfect.
Thank you. Very good. Actually, I just tell my story. I try to make it as brief as possible, and sometimes I think it's a little long, so maybe I oversell people, but I'm a kind of guy that likes to meet people in person. My heart goes out to people in pain, and I see these people out there on the street, oxygen, all those kind of things, and with that, I'll tell my story. I joined Sizzle about 3.5 years ago, and promptly after that, I had a heart attack, and I was air-live to a town about 50 miles from where I live, and they had to jump start my heart to get me going about 5 different times, and so I feel real blessed to even be alive. And I just started the AIDS pill, so I didn't have a lot of time to actually assess what it was doing for me when that happened, and so I really had to start all over again about a year or so later. And what really woke me up was that H2 Sticks. When that product came out, one of my downline people said, you got to call and get this. I was severely depressed, if you can imagine, from thinking you're all right, and all of a sudden you have a heart attack. And I farmed for over 50 years. Just great business to be in, but a lot of work. And I ended up with a couple problems. One of them is a broken tibia, and that little tip out there had broken off and rehealed in a forward position. And the pain would be excruciating if I'd walk even a block or two. That's all changed with our products, and that was the first product. I've networked at the companies before. Had a pretty good sized downline in another program back in '92. Yeah, that's a long ways back, guys. But I had faith in networking, and I had faith that somebody was going to provide products, and I was going to look for the right one, the best one out there. And I had actually joined the old company back when it was called New Ways. And so I go back quite a way. I had a paid trip to Hawaii to be in a conference with Tom Maurer himself, so I met him when he was quite a lot younger. But here's what happened. That problem with that pain went away within 3 weeks on H2 Sticks. That was the only product I added there for a while. I hadn't even been taking I think a lot of people fail to realize it takes a little while for that H pill to work. 3 to 6 months, I would give it at least that. And I started taking the H2 Sticks, and the first thing I noticed was better sleep, less pain, and now that I take it, and I take almost all the products now, and I feel like I'm 50 years old again. It's amazing, and I fell in love with the Eternity product. But I tell people basically that the products are the real key to making this thing work. They work. That's very simply. But all that inflammation, my ankle was swelled up maybe 3-4 times normal size on the right ankle where I broke it in boot camp over 50 years ago. And all that swelling went away. Somebody asked me about, does H2 Sticks work? You better believe it works. Every day I get relief from pain from it. I get out of bed in the morning like I'm 50 years old. I'm 75. I feel like I'm 50. It's an amazing experience to just take these products. That's enough reason to join the company, if nothing else, is just to feel good when you're old. I appreciate you inviting me on the call. I know now that I've been on, say, the products for about, the H2 Sticks about in the 4th month, I walk 10 times faster than I did before. I don't have any back pain anymore. I think it's a lot because when you have a real sore spot on your ankle like I had, the tendon would tighten up in a block. Now I can walk 10, 15 blocks, come back. The only thing that happens is if I work like I did when I was 50, when I was farming, I do notice I could need to take another H2 Sticks before the day is over. So it does work. Amazing product. The Eternity, I fell in love with that product, and there's so many good stories about these products out there. Mine's certainly not unique, but I'm just so thankful that I'm alive and able to share this with other people. And I look for people that actually have a heart to help others. I think that's pretty important in this business. If it was all about money, I don't have a problem. I got enough money to live comfortably, but there's a lot of things I'd like to have that I didn't have before, and so I'm setting some new goals. I haven't been using the goals to get me where I am. I'm just helping people. So I guess I'm a different kind of an animal. Well, I love all the people. I love all the people out there that I've met, and I'm working on getting my system and using your system to make it better and make it grow faster. Anyway, I thank you for inviting me on. I guess it's who should I be thanking? Milo? Because I'm... No.
Well, it's okay, Richard. This is Aaron, and not even a problem. But I certainly appreciate it because you know what? You're right. It is the stories that we share that help people understand what it is that we're doing and why we do it on a daily basis. And it's usually that story that comes from the heart, not necessarily the mind. We can all make up great words, but people can see right through the words, and they really try to stare at the heart. So thank you so much, Richard. And I'm glad you've had success, and so many people have. And we certainly have got a lot of people that are sharing great testimonials. One of the things that I love about that comment is that you were with that company called Old Ways, and the reason that I call it Old Ways is that the bottom line is that Tom Sr. has never stopped innovating. He has never stopped understanding the dynamics of the science and the research that goes into it, and his son Tom Jr. is literally right on his heels. He is no different, and they continue to come out with these blockbuster products. So it's hard not to pick one or two or 10 because there are so many different products that I use even on a daily basis. So, Richard, I certainly appreciate it, and I'm going to bounce real quick over to Bill Whiteley. Bill, you've done a phenomenal job in the industry. I absolutely love chatting with you. We have great conversations. We talk about productive things and constructive things, and one of the things that I know is that you're a great motivator, a great trainer, a great coach. How do you bring people into the business? How do you coach them into the business? Bill Whiteley, welcome to the call.
Well, thank you, Aaron. You know, we've had a great call tonight, and everything that's been said, I agree with. So it's all effective. I use emails, videos, webinars, conference calls. We do Zoom. We get brochures, postcards. We try it all. But, you know, the thing is, you can bring somebody in, but if you haven't established a relationship, then they're not going to stick. So it's kind of go back to old school. I use high tech. I'm a computer buff. I use it all, but you've got to make friends, and you've got to sell your friends. I don't sell anybody anything. I just help them to buy. And so whatever we do, you know, we do the training and motivation. First of all, motivation is a force from without or from within that causes one to act or not to act. So we're all motivated. Some make it happen, some don't. Some want to, some can't. But you know what? We want to find people that really want to help other people, and they want to make money, and they do what they have to do. But one thing I've learned a long time ago, and I've been using it, and I teach my guys to do it, when you meet somebody, don't just start talking about everything you've got and try to get them to buy. Use what I call FORT, F-O-R-T. Make friends for a moment. Get to know them. They want to talk about themselves, so I ask them about their family. Hey, Bob, you got a family? You single? What are you doing? Oh, no, I'm married. Any kids? All boys, girls? What do you got? Talk about that a little bit. And then about their occupation. You know, one thing we find out, you might talk to a housewife, maybe a doctor, or maybe an attorney, but if they're in sales, the first thing they're going to do is resist because they don't want to be sold. They're going to throw up a few barriers. So when I find somebody in real estate or car sales or whatever, I say, sales, I love sales, don't you? They say, yeah. Did you know to be a good salesman, you got to love to buy, and I love to buy, don't you? So we'll move it, and I'll leave it and go on. And then we talked about recreation. I need to ask questions. I don't want to tell them about all I know. I want to find out what they need. You know, are you thinking about you need extra money? You just want to work on your health? You like to make a few bucks and make enough money to pay for your products? Or do you want to quit your job and do this full time? You tell me what you want to do, and they'll tell you. They'll be real quick about it, what they got in mind and what they want to do. So we don't try to sell somebody a horse trailer looking for a pickup. You know, we want to find out what they want, help them to get it. But most of all, testimony. That's the last part of it. And I'm not kidding you. No matter what I do or what I say, I always use my testimony. And I could go on and on and on about testimony, but I will tell you this. I love everything that Sissel's got. I love these products. But, you know, before I found Sissel, I was taking about 60 different products. I got them all right in the bag right here as a constant reminder of what I was on. But, you know, I was taking the latest, greatest, the best, the biggest, the whatever, the trending. But when I started taking Sissel, that's when my hair grew back. That's when my glasses since 1978 left. That's when my diabetes medicine was no longer needed, and it activated that. But the biggest thing was after 5 years of severe back pain, that all went away after being on the H pill. So I am a product of my product. And I tell you what, folks, if you want to build Sissel, you want to build your business, you want to bring people on, don't try to talk about Sissel and their products and our mission or any of that stuff unless you're a product of the product. You've got to get on it. You've got to try it. You've got to know what you're doing. And I tell you what, I just can't get along without it anymore. I can't wait to wake up in the morning and go start taking my Sizzle products. I take them all through the day. I love them. I mean, even my daughters say I look 20 to 30 years younger. And I think I look pretty good, too. I go look in the mirror. There's no wrinkles. I got smile lines maybe, but that's it. My wife, you know, I'm 72. My wife is 70. She's bone, muscle, and hair. 5'7", 105 pounds, size 0. More energy, more mental ability. I mean, she gets it all done. And I keep up with her. So we just have fun. Sizzle is the key. They build their own products. I got everything I want, everything I like. And after Sizzle, I cannot be recruitable. I found a home. We won't take much more time. But thank you, Aaron, and thank you, Milo, and Jason, and the rest of the people that help us out. It's been a great experience, and we're just getting started. Good night.
Well, Bill, thank you. Again, folks, you can see why I bounce things off of Bill. I love to hear his thoughts and ideas, and there are so many different things that we've talked about that are fantastic. And Bill and I were talking the other day. We were talking about some of the things that are necessary for us to continue to build. He's a great veteran of the industry and absolutely a passionate person in the industry, and that's what I love, is that person that just embraces and has embraced for years and years and years and loves what we do on a daily basis. So that's the kind of person that I need to get some thoughts and ideas from. And it was interesting because I read this to you the other day, Bill, as we were talking. It's a manifesto, folks, and it's one thing that Jason has put together, Jason Goff, who you heard earlier, and we have this opportunity to really help people understand who we are, who is Sizzle. And when we talk about it, I cut a video the other day. You guys are going to see it within the next couple of days. It's something that that we've been working on internally just to hurry up and put a quick cut together to give you guys the ability to have something to really talk about who we are, who is Sizzle. And when people say, who is Sizzle, you can say, we are Sizzle. I am Sizzle. And what we talk about is that we are positive and grateful because what we do changes lives, including our own. We think globally because the sun never sets on the Sizzle team. That means all of us, folks. It never sets. As a matter of fact, I wake up in the morning, as everybody knows, and I literally have to start looking at my emails and text messages and private messages that come through over the course of the night because, unfortunately, I've got to make some decisions on how I respond and evaluate some of the things that need to come through because the sun never does set anywhere. Our company is a global company, so we're constantly 24/7 going bananas. And so as a result, we are respectful to others, and we value diverse opinions. We measure and evaluate our efforts to make smarter decisions. We own our own mistakes and don't seek to blame others, and that's a tough one that I think every one of us can do a little bit better with, is that don't look for somebody to blame every time something goes wrong. Look for ways to be productive and constructive, like I talked about earlier. Doc Fizz is always one that calls me with solutions. He'll say, hey, by the way, I've dealt with this before. You guys may want to look at this. Great, thank you. Let's have a solution there. And so it's hard to do it, but we've got to do it. And then the other thing is that we talk about, we have fun while working because when we do, it isn't work. I talked about that earlier. Nobody wants to come home from work and go back to work. You want to come home and have fun. You want to have social experiences. You want to go and have an opportunity to sit down with other people. And we are service-minded because we succeed by helping others succeed. In this industry, you cannot become successful unless you help others become successful. It's impossible. I can tell you right now, there's not one person in this industry that has done an amazing job, made $1 bajillion without having a massive, massive team of people that he's helped or she's helped to get to that level. I promise you, it's impossible to do it. And then we control what we can control, and we don't sweat the small stuff, and we challenge the status quo to get better results. And folks, I want you to know that the status quo is something that's been done for eons. It's something that everybody else did in the past. So like Jason said, daily we're looking at ways that we can absolutely crush the competition. And it's not that we want to destroy people. It's that we want to let the world know we have superior products. We have a superior pay plan. We have a superior manufacturing company. We have a superior group of executives. And we have one of the most superior groups of distributors and customers in the world. And I want you to know that from the bottom of my heart, each one of you on this call tonight, each one of you that are a part of this incredible mission, this movement that has been created for the last 35 plus years, folks, You are in it right now. You're in a spot where you have an opportunity to change people's lives, including your own, as I talked about. You have a chance to help others do what they never thought they could do. As some of the people talk tonight, there are people out there that have never had success. Doc Biz mentioned it. There are people that have never had success, that got off the product because they just couldn't figure out how to pay for the product or get it for free. Folks, we've got to help people understand that if we did that, our job would be done. We would help people get to a better, healthy state of mind, of body, and of spirit, and that functionally is exactly what we want to do on a daily basis. So when we talk about Milo going out on the road, man, I can't tell you how much I appreciate it to see him out working with people, small towns and big cities alike, going from state to state, which is what he's just spent his last week and a half doing. And then, of course, we've got others that go out around the world, myself included. There used to be a time where I spent 6 to 7 months of my year overseas, going from country to country, city to city, helping people understand what this incredible company stands for and this vision that we have. And I'll tell you what, we are Sizzle. All of you will start seeing this in your orders, in your as order drops in the boxes that you receive at home. Don't just throw it away. Don't just throw the stuffing away. Look through it, because you're going to see some things in there that hopefully will help you and help others at the same time. So everybody on the call tonight and everybody that listens to it later and over the next couple of days and weeks, I want to thank you for your commitment, your passion, your desire to help other people have a great, successful life. And I want to thank you for making that first step to have a great, incredibly healthy life and helping others receive the same type of benefits and receive the same type of healthy bank accounts even that you've received as a result of you becoming a part of this incredible movement called Sizzle. I thank you again. Have a great night. Have a great week. Have a great day for those of you that are on the other side of the world. And I thank you for everything you do. Goodbye, everybody.